I would like to show you beautiful landscape, nice mountain, and this like a magenta purpley colors with nice mountains and this flower field with the nice trees and everything in acrylic. And I'm going to choose first of all start with the background color, which is the sky, then move forward toward the mountains, and then this nice I think maybe it's a lavender or something field, and then the trees and nice river around. So start with the background color. We need the white color, blue color, light blue color, and I'm going to add the purple. The mountain is bluey purpley, so we need that color as well. Okay, let's put this aside. I just mentioned about the quick drawing before adding the sky color. I just separate this field. It's half sky, half this field, so I can do separate that with the purple color. And then let me put this here. So the sky start here is more light color like a white, and then move to the top toward the bluey, and the blue is so light. So I take the white color, I take the blue, mix them together to reach lighter blue, which is matched with my sky here. More maybe white we need a little bit, and more blue. That's the nice color to apply for this nice sky. So take the brush. It's better to be flat and bigger size because the sky is large. We can start from the top part with this nice blue color. Apply on a canvas or even the paper or any surface you work with light blue color. Heavy texture of paint. I would like to easily get rid of this white of the canvas. So with heavy paint, it's so much easy to do that. Come toward the center of the sky, and then pure white color, because I want to help this pure white color blend into the blue and give me nice and clear transition of blue and white color, light and dark. So very gently I try to move white color into the blue and then move on with the pure white color toward the mountain. So still move on with the pure white here. If I go with really just a pure paint of white, the line and edge create in between. I am not fan of that line in the sky. I want to have clean and nice transition. So try to add more brush stroke, go on back, left and right. Help these two colors blend into each other. Even when you use heavy paint, it takes really time to get dry, so give us a chance to work more and reach the result that we are interested for. Even if you touch the mountain, that would be okay. We don't lose the shape. We will come back and cover it by the paint. So by this brush stroke, I try to help my sky be nice and clean between the light blue and dark blue. Sorry, the light blue and the white. Nice transition, move up. Now we wait get dry completely for the next layer. Okay, now the sky is dry and then it's ready for next part, which is the mountain. And if we want to paint the mountain, and if you see that it's a little bit bright white and yellowy on top, and then the lighter purple here on the bottom, and then here is more darker purple. So we can follow the same style and move on to shape the mountains look like the real painting that we want. So I'm going to mix a little white with yellow. That's really tiny bit yellow we need to mix with the white because it's not much yellowy, but a feeling of yellow is visible here on top. So for some reason I'm going to mix this white and yellow together and reach that bright color and shiny yellow is visible. So this is about that. Then I'm going to mix white with purple. So I would like to have lighter purple. And then we already have this bluey purple ready for the bottom of landscape on the stance, which is lighter. So clean the palette knife because acrylic has glue inside. I'm going to start with the top of the mountain. So start with the pure white color first. Take heavy paint, follow the shape like that, move down, and then start to apply somewhere with this yellowy tone. Pure yellow, white, and pure white can make this beautiful mountain look like the nice halo mountain. Actually, I'm going to use heavy paint. I really love heavy texture, so if you feel like happy with the texture, follow with more heavy paint. And it's a mountain. It doesn't need to be really smooth, flat, something like that. We need to make it really heavy because of the style that it should be. We can work on all this mountain with heavy paint because it takes time to get dry, and then back and add some purpley tone in between. But it should be really heavy because if it dries fast, it doesn't give us nice blending half. I just move on with this bright yellowy feeling everywhere and let it be like nice movement here. And now I'm going to use pure white, more purpley tone. Somewhere I would like to bring this nice purple, let it blend with the white color, and have a napkin or rag beside to let it move inside to each other. It depends how much actually wet the paint is, so we can bring back most white and yellow part. Sometimes it's nice to wait a little bit more and then add the purple on top. So very gently filling up purpley here. I would like to show. And very gently here. And then at the same time we will bring pure white color and let it mix with this nice purpley tone. When both surface is wet, they very gently move into each other, and a nice shape happen on actually mountain. It shows that lots of mountain goes inside together, and there is a nice blending together. And then move on with this pure purple for the edge, and let it go inside the the lighter purple. And even brighter purple need to mix with this to let it very gently move into each other. Most of this part is hide under the trees, but we can add more white and purple to let them move in together and make a nice transition like that. So now we can wait, get completely dry, and then ready for the next part. Now for next part, which is this landscape on the bottom part, because we need to wait the mountain completely dry and then add the trees on top. And now for this part I would like to make a little bit more like this bunch of, it shows on the stands covered by flowers, something like a lavenders or something like that. And I'm going to add magenta and the black colors because these two colors match for here, and even we have already paper purple to mix with. So some part is darker, some part is so bright and lighter. I can mix with the white and make it lighter. And for the stands I can mix these two together to make it darker. So take magenta and add the white into that. Mix these two together for brighter color. So this is about the bright color, and we need the pure magenta as well. And in some part I would like to mix magenta with purple to make it a little bit more strong and darker. So more I would like to make. We need more amount of paint. I want brighter than this, so I mix with white color to reach lighter tone. So these two colors are so good for this landscape, and then we need the black actually for in between cover it. I'm going to add the brush, like a little bit smaller brush. Sometimes it's easier to control. In between I want to make as well the bright color and then the light color with the dark color at the same time. So take this purpley tone, start apply in between. I would like to go like this, heavy texture, and then at the same time take with another brush, brighter one, make like circular shape to make that nice field and the stance. It's a flower field. And even in between we need some touch of black as well. Black and purple mixed together give us the nice dark color in between, around the edge of river. I started lighter color because I don't want to make dirty the bright color, and even in between this pure color I want to make it colorful. And then in between it's always good for adding the darker color, mixing the black and purple to have darker tone. And then switch the other brush. Pure magenta, sometimes it's nice to bring in between. Even the pure color, heavy texture, I just want to cover whole this canvas and then move on with the purpley tone in somewhere. Just cover it with some filling of purple. Black and this purple, it gives me dark tone. Randomly add in between. The edge of flower is always darker, so it's okay to add darker tone. I just go with heavy texture, even I love heavy texture, so we can go with heavy texture in between the brighter color and make it a little bit more interesting with this dark color. Sometimes we can come back and see where is okay to add more light and dark in between. Just add light color, heavy texture. Heavy texture is so nice because it covers the dark color on top, and you don't need to be worried about mixing light and dark together. It gives you a chance to sit on top. And even if we need some white color to have more lighter tone, add a little bit light color here. So I'm okay with this part, maybe just a bit more purpley. Bring in between. It's more interesting when you use lots of nice texture and different values in the painting. So we are okay with that. We can wait get dry completely. I just would like to move on with the water and then switch the other part. So I think it's better to have water in between. Give this part get time to get dry. Now I want to add the water, and this a little bit get dry. I'm going to mix the blue, light blue color with the white, because still the light blue is not much light. I want to have pure blue and a little bit really lighter blue. So because of that, I mix with white color to reach lighter tone. And then start apply with bigger size of brush on the canvas. So start with the pure blue first. And center is a little bit brighter, so with anywhere you can start. You can start from here, you can start from distance, doesn't matter. Just the brush stroke is better to be left and right, like that, to cover the surface. And then around the edge I'm going to add the brighter color and let it move into the darker tone. And even sometimes happen which is not much light, again back to the white color, bring some more pure white and let them blend together. So very gently when you are close to this purpley part, a little bit more gently we need to be. We will back on top and then we can bring some purple tone into the water and make some wave come and cover it. In some case I'm going to add more pure white color. Both sides. So I just play with the blue and light blue to cover in the water and the river and make it more interesting. Here it should be a little bit more close together, so narrow, and here is a little bit more wide. So that's about the water. We wait get dry and then we move on for next part. Now we would like to apply again by dark brush color on the edge. I just start with this darker brush stroke. On the edge of water and this landscape. Darker color, I mean the one that we mix purple with black. So we can go by heavy paint even to cover it, that's okay. And just I go a little bit more with this color to cover here too. A little go inside the water with this dark color. Okay, now I'm going to mix this one. Again, a little bit lighter than this, and then we can cover most of the part by the darker tone. A little bit, very nice. Just leave the part which is bright, should be, leave that part. Pure purple. And then move on with this pinky color or even the pure magenta for distance. Then with the pinky tone should become on top and cover it. It's more heavy texture, small brush stroke, try to cover on top. Like that, and then with this color. Always napkin is helpful to touch and get rid of the dirty colors, and then we can move on the other one. So always we can pre-mix the paint, make them ready with light and dark color and apply on canvas. Even maybe we need more magenta to add. And then more white color, more magenta apply together and mix them together. I just apply with heavy paint and try to leave it sit on top and make a texture and heavy nice environment. Okay, any part we want to add more darker tone, we will back to the black and purple. Any part we want to make it lighter, we will back to magenta. I think should be okay. We can wait get dry and then see if we would like to add more paint, less paint, or change some part. We can always check our painting and see what we would like to add. So I think maybe some more dark color here, maybe it's nice. So I'm going to add more. So we can add as much as paint we want on top of the paint canvas, and if we feel that okay, that's nice and we are happy with, we can stop it and not add more paint on it. So I think I'm okay. We can leave it get dry and make that ready for next part. Now the next part, I would like to add some trees on the background, and I just go with the black color, a pointy and round shape of brush, take some paint with the black. I first of all try to draw the tree trunk first, narrow line like that, straight, take the brush and draw some narrow line as a tree trunk and then cover it by some leaves around. So even we can go with watery brush stroke, maybe it's easier to do the straight tree trunk close together here, different level. I don't want to go with the same size, a little bit higher, lower, something like that would be interesting. This one is a little lower. But if you see, with the narrow and pointy brush, we can always have narrow line, which is so nice. And then smaller one here, more small here, and then leave it be empty on the center a little bit. Move on this part, like with this size, shorter, longer, a little bit more long, and then short, a little bit longer, beside that a little shorter, smaller than, then a little bit longer. So these are the trees. I just want to cover it by like a branch and the leaves. So just with the black tip of pointy brush, it's useful to do some details. Heavy paint, just add some details very gently, randomly around the tree trunk. We don't need to cover whole this tree trunk. We just want to cover it by some nice leaves. And when we come down, I make the trees a little bit more bigger. But all this happen from a smaller brush stroke to the bigger one. Or even the same happen here. The top part is so gently tiny. When we come down, it's get bigger and bigger. Like that. The same happen for this one. All of them is the same, like that. And in between there is empty space. I don't want to cover all this nice mountain under it. I just want to have that be visible. And in between some darkness as the trees, the branch and the leaves. Just randomly add some here. And when we come down a little, try to make it thick. Keep some empty space. More black. We can make a texture for that. So this is our cover by the dark color here. Even we can add a little bit tone here on the background to cover it very nice and gently with the black. And then move on the other side is the same small stroke here. Make the tree more interesting with this short and tiny small stroke. Make it bigger and bigger when come down. But for both we need to keep empty space in between because we want to see the nice mountain under it. And even for this one, we can start by adding a narrow and small stroke on top, more on the bottom. So you just try to repeat and repeat and repeat this technique to cover whole the background with the nice trees. So heavy texture always lovely because make a nice leaves on top. Especially on the bottom part, I don't want to keep the tree a little empty, so I try to cover the bottom part more, but the top part it's fine to leave it a little empty in between. Sometimes you can lay down your brush, especially when you're down. A little bit more paint we need. So and then we can call our painting is done. Thanks for joining me. That's nice, and thanks for joining me.